Hello, so we have a big M and a small m separated by a distance of r. Does a small m experience a gravitational pull? Yes, of course, right? Gm over r squared is a mutual gravitational pull. We have learned that already. But for today, we're going to see the situation in a different way. So we're going to say that small m is going to experience a gravitational pull because it's sitting in the gravitational field of big M. And because of that, it's going to experience a gravitational pull of m times g. So I'm going to experience a gravitational pull because I've got mass m sitting in big M's gravitational field g. Be very clear about this. The small m is my mass, but the field strength belongs to big M. So what is the magnitude of the field strength here? Remember, the field strength is defined as gravitational force per unit mass, yeah? So since the gravitational pull we know is Gm over r squared, after dividing by m, the field strength turns out to be Gm over r squared. So what does this formula tell us? It tells us that the gravitational field strength of the field produced by big M is given by Gm over r squared. So the gravitational field is an imaginary thing. We imagine that a point mass M will produce a gravitational field around it, centered about it. That allows us to explain why a mass situated here will experience a gravitational pull this way, and if you put a mass here, you experience a gravitational pull this way, and this way, and this way, and so on. As for the magnitude of the field strength, it follows this formula here. So the field strength obeys the inverse square law. As you move further away, the field strength becomes weaker. Now, can we combine the gravitational fields of two point masses? Definitely, yeah? So let's have a mass here and another mass here. So if we are talking about the midpoint between these 2 point masses, so it's the same distance d and d, this mass will produce a gravitational field that at this point is acting leftward. The magnitude of the field strength is g0, so g0 is gm over d squared, yeah? Now this point is the same distance d away from the other mass m. So on top of the g0 by this guy, there's also the g0 by the other guy. But notice the field is directed rightward. Remember, the field is always centered about the mass that's creating it. So we have a g0 leftward and a g0 rightward. Guess what is the resultant field strength? Yep, 0. Okay, let's move on to a different point here. So let's move a distance d this way. So this triangle here has the angles of 45 degrees, and 90 degrees. So at this position, this mass will produce a field that has a field strength of 0.5 g0. Directed this way. So it's directed this way because remember, it's always towards the center of the mass producing it. But why is it 0.5 g0? Well, it's because the diagonal of this triangle is actually root 2d, yeah? Just do your Pythagoras, right? So similarly, this mass here will produce a field that's directed this way, which has a magnitude of 0.5 g0. So what is the resultant field strength here? So you got to do a vector summation, yeah? So you got to do that parallelogram thing here. So turns out the net field is actually along this direction, and it has a magnitude of about 0.7 g. Again, you can get the 0.7 by doing your Pythagoras. Okay, so I hope you'll get a hang of it, that the point mass will produce a gravitational field centered about it with the magnitude given by the formula Gm over r squared. Alright, that's all. Ta-ta!